First of all, why do we need to measure product sustainability? And I would also like to introduce how Beckers use the BSI. BSI, by the way, it stands Beckers Sustainability Index. How do we use BSI to quantify sustainability? And last but not least, I also like to introduce some of our sustainable products and also some of our future plans on what we're going to do in terms of sustainability. Now, I think sustainability itself is a very broad topic. You go from one industry to another industry, you will always have a lot of people come in and claims that they offer sustainability solutions and their products are much more sustainable. However, the problem that we always face is to what level of a sustainable products claims is sustainable enough. The fact is we don't have a standard measurement. When you move from one corporations, one organization, one country to the next, there's no standards in terms of measuring how sustainable we are. So what we want to do is we want to move from a very subjective and very qualitative description to tell people that we are sustainable enough, is to establish certain measurement metrics that we can use to consistently measure our product. We need to ensure that it is traceable. So last year I used the same way of measurement, and next year I'm going to use the same way of measurement. It's going to tell me the same results. And it has to be objective. It has to be based on certain methodology that is acceptable at the global standard. Now, Beckers is a paint manufacturer. We produce paint. And for coating, paint and coating sustainability, these are the two aspects that we need to always look at. What is material sustainability and what is functional sustainability? Now in Beckers, we define material sustainability is in the pail of a paint, what are the ingredients that we use? What type of resin we use? Where we source the resin from? Is the solvent itself toxic? Is the entire paint formulation, is the carbon footprint very high? And also we need to take into considerations of many different other factors, which I'm going to run it through later with you. Now let's not forget about just material sustainability. We also need to measure it against how this paint can contribute in certain performance. For example, a paint that can last on the building for 10 years before you can see that there are certain defects or peeling off or wear and tear, versus a paint that can be used for 20 years on the building. Which one is more sustainable? The sustainable paint will be the one that can use the longest, the possible. It means that the durability is good, right? Now, if you look at the colors of the metrics here, this is what BSI is. Now, if you look at the y-axis, there is a material sustainability. This axis is the material sustainability, and also on the x-axis is the functional sustainability. Now we plot the material sustainability against the functional to tell us a better picture on how sustainable our product is. Now if you look at the four colors quadrant here, we have the top part where we call achievers. And for a product that has a very high material sustainability score and also very high functional sustainability score is what in Beckers we call achievers product, or generally in the industry they call it a net sustainable product. Now we are not here to to come up with certain metrics to tell people that our products is sustainable or is good. We are using the same metrics and the same measurement to look into which of our products are having a very low material sustainability score and also very low functional sustainability score. And this group of product we call a concern product. Now, in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to share with you what constitutes this material sustainability and also what constitutes the functional sustainability. Now, first of all, under the material sustainability, you have these top 4 indicators that we use to measure. We measure sustainable materials. In our paint formula, do we use recycled materials? If in my paint I use a very high endanger, I would have definitely get a very low sustainability score. Why? When I use endangered minerals, it only consists in the entire earth crust. It's only less than 0.3%. Very, very low. If today, this generation of ours use up all these minerals, what will happen to the next generation of ours? We are depleting their opportunity of enjoying the benefits coming from all these endangered minerals. So it's not sustainable. So recycled materials then is basically if we introduce certain recycled materials, for example, the plastic bottles that you might have on the table, we could use this type of plastic bottles, take it back, recycle it, break it down into the monomers, and we repolymerize it and make it into a resin, which eventually we use it to make paint. It is possible, and we have already done that. Sustainable organics generally binders, solvents, and pigments, organic pigments. If we can use more organics material into our paint formula, what does it mean? We are going to use less fossil carbon into our product. Poon Bandit was saying about carbon neutrality. Now we want to use the lesser carbons, then we probably will need to look into areas of how we can utilize more of our organic materials surrounding us. The higher amount that we use in the formula. Now on the climate impact, and I think this is much more relevant to a lot of us here. Today I was told that we have a lot of architects here. Now on the climate impact, to produce our paint, how much VOC emission there is, we take that into considerations. What is the carbon footprint of the materials I use for the paint? If it is a very high carbon footprint, material sustainability will be low. What is the ozone depletion potential and what is the total embodied energy? We take those into considerations. Now the final pillars is on toxicity. What are the materials that we use that consist acute toxic hazard? Then it will bring down the entire material score. If we have a lot of CMR and STOT hazards, it will again lower the material score, as well as environmental toxic, and also if we are using banned and restricted substance, it will bring down the material score. And eventually, when all these scores are being brought down, what will happen? In our BSI metrics, it will show up that it would become a concern material or concern product. Now, not to forget, on the x-axis, we have sustainable functions. And these sustainable functions are what I briefly touched about. It's on the durability of our paint. It can also be looked at the paint, what type of sustainable benefits it can give to a building. Durability, as I mentioned, it can be a paint that will cost lesser in terms of maintenance. Certain easy clean, certain self-clean type of product that you do not need to invest a lot of time in the washing and cleaning the building itself is sustainable. Better mechanical properties. this also contribute to a better sustainability function score. The higher this type of scores that we can have, you will see that the graph will push towards the right-hand side, towards the blue column or towards the achievers column. We are not here to create a certain metrics to tell people that our metrics works. Now, our metrics, though it's developed in-house, and we are not shy to share with you that we are the first coil coating pen manufacturer that come up with a very objective way of measuring our sustainability products. As of today, 90% of all our paint products have been measured on BSI. So any of you, if you are interested, you could have asked our sales representative. You can point to any products that we have. They will be able to share with you what is the BSI score they have. They can tell you whether it is achievers or a concern product. Now I know BSI covers a whole lot of different parameters, but one of the key parameters again is on carbon footprint, which covers under our BSI metrics. And carbon footprint, I know that you probably will have find a lot of benefits of using it for computations of carbon neutrality, or maybe for EDP declaration, or for LEED building certifications. This LCA, we have our in-house capability of computing it. Just give our salesperson a call, and they will be able to provide you with the LCAs of our product. Now we talk about BSI, and I just want to share with you some of the products, what we deem as a sustainable. And Beckrytherm is a product that we have classified as achievers because of the material that we use, and also because Beckrytherm has a very good functional sustainability. Now, just want to have a short story here, where this Beckrytherm product came upon. This comes from a concept of leaves. When I was in UK, and this is what a story that was told to me by my researcher in Liverpool in UK. Now the concept came upon when we find in a sunny day, people likes to go under the shades, under the tree. And we did some studies on this. The leaves from the tree basically absorbed visible light and also absorb UV light. But at the same time, surprisingly, the leaves itself, it reflects solar radiation or IR radiation. So with that, when you stand under the tree, you feel that you don't quite feel the heat coming from the sun because it has been shielded off. Now this concept, we bring it into our product Beckrytherm. Now behind there, we have a booth where we place the IR lamp. You can take a look. There are two different panels there. One coated with our Beckrytherm, and the other one with just a standard polyester. Take a look, please. And we have a thermometer there. Under the same temperature environment, you will see a huge and drastic temperature gradient or temperature differences between two different types of products. I will always think that seeing is believing, and therefore this demonstration should tell you a lot of things about how good this product is. Why do we need to have a Beckrytherm? Global climate change is coming. I was also see from Kun Bandit presentations in Thailand, the recent temperature can come up to 40 degrees C. Now, if our building is shielded with Beckrytherms, what we can is that we can save on the running cost. We can have a less money spent on the air conditioning, saving on the construction cost, smarter design, less material, saving on the energy, reduction in the greenhouse gases, and importantly, improving our human health. Too hot of a climate is just not good for us as a human. This is just one of the certifications that we have on Beckrytherm from our India counterpart. Green Pro Eco Level certificate. Now, using the same methodology, we are not trying to say that all our products are achievers, as I mentioned earlier. I would say in entire of Beckers portfolio globally, we operate in 24 different countries. 20% of our product are basically classified as concern. Now, one of the key concern product we have is our Chromate Primers. I'm not sure how much people here know about what Chromate Primers is and what it do to us. Chromate Primer is a very good product in terms of corrosion protection. However, it's a double-edged sword. It basically comes in with a hazard. It is a carcinogenic. It means that when you have a lot of exposure to this, it can cause cancer, which is not a very pleasant thing to have. In a lot of countries, in Europe basically, they have restricted the use of strontium chromate. And in Japan, I was told basically in Japan that the government has voluntarily restricted the use of strontium chromate as well. So under the BSI, we have classified all our primers as a concern product, our Chromate Primers. And we do have a solution to this. Our solution to this is to move out from a strontium chromate. We have a good alternative for that, and we call chrome-free primers. And slowly and gradually, Beckers, as a responsible company, we are moving out from a chromium compound, and we target to move it out by 2028, which is not very far, which is like 3 years from now, easily. Okay, with that, I thank you.